Hi, Choice. Hi, Choice here. Thanks for joining me again for another edition of another session of Choice Spirit. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the apologies that are going on for the enslavement of people of African descent. So I want to speak from both the human perspective and the spiritual perspective. The human perspective being, people are apologizing for the atrocities done to melanated people globally. And while there are many reasons why people are apologizing, two maybe, one, because they did have a change of heart. They have a change of heart, a change of mind. There's been a renewing of the mind, an awakening, and an understanding of what life is really about. And then there's others, let's face it, they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired of having Black Lives Matter signs all over the neighborhood. They just had enough of it. They just wanted to be over with and go on about business as usual. So, but the apologies, while they're too late, well, in our eyes, it's too late. From a spiritual perspective, it's divine, it's on time. But in our mind, it's too late, and it's overdue. And in addition to that, it's not worth 2 cents. It's not worth it's not worth it. So anyway, we'll leave it there. But, you know, with all of this said, our nature is one of forgiveness. Of why can't we all just get along and love each other and live in peace and harmony? Our nature is of compassion, of love, of just wanting to embrace life. But that's not the nature of all kinds of people. Though we have one race, we have different kinds of people. Just like you have the trees, you have different kinds of trees, or animals. And each kind has their way of being. So, let's get back on this part. Forgiveness, our nature being to let go. Let go, let God, let go, forgive and forget, forgive and change, forget. Do we really want to forget anything? But forgive and forget, forgive and let go, forgive and let God, forgive, turn the other cheek, forget. Forgiveness is for our well-being. Forgiveness is meant so that we don't walk around with a need to be angry or revengeful or hatred for the atrocities done to our people and continue to be done to our people. So forgiveness is a way to release ourselves so that we don't kill ourselves with our own hatred and anger and frustration. So, with that said, I say this. Why not allow them, love them enough to allow them to reap the harvest of the seeds they planted? Love enough to let one the seeds of their nature. When you take on, when you take on another person's debt, you take responsibility for the debt. They can breathe easier, sleep easier, go on back to life as usual, because now they don't have to worry about guilt. They don't have the guilt on their mind, the shame and stuff. You absorbed all of that. But really, you only delayed the evolution, the evolving of their spiritual growth. Besides, who are you to forgive? Only the Most High. Your forgiveness is for the sake of for your sake, so that you can move on in your journey, in your life, and live it to its fullest. So from the human perspective, if we're looking at everything that's happening and we're saying, well, we're going to forgive, carry that cross with them, though they've enjoyed the title of entitlement, privilege, supreme, feeling and believing that our curse is their blessing. When you take on the debt, forgive our trespasses, forgive our sins, forgive our debts, forgive our mistakes, as we forgive those who trespass against us, who sinned against us, our debtors. Let go, let God. Be sure there's no thorns wrapped around your heart and your mind. Let go, let God. God will do the forgiving. The Most High will let the Most High do the forgiving. You just make sure your heart is not in judgment or judging the acts of those who have consistently oppressed our people. But the spiritual side of this is when one says forgive, for what? Think about that. For enslaving a people that was a part of a participant in our enslavement. No, this is a reminder. If everything is happening within one's mind, what are we fighting? And what are we believing? So, just food for thought, something to think about. The energy is flowing through us, and it's constantly changing. From moment to moment, we are different. Things have changed within us. So one can say, I'm not the same person that did that thing to you or to your loved ones. I'm different this day. But then you have to say, well, you're still doing the same thing, though you say you are different this day. That's when you look at the kind. what kind of person are you forgiving? And it's not for you to judge. Only the Most High. Only the Most High can judge whether or not that person is to be forgiven or not. All you can do is stand in non-judgment. Be the light. Be who you are. Compassionate, love, so, as long as your heart is right, your mind is right. Peace, much love, until.